All right. Well, by now, I'm sure you have heard the unfortunate incident that happened at the rally in Utah to Charlie Kirk. And when I did a video on that initially the other day, I put a picture up of an individual who had been arrested at the event and had been taken in as a suspect in what happened with Charlie Kirk losing his life. And come to find out that that individual was suspected, but turns out was not the actual person who pulled the trigger. But they were arrested and charged with obstruction. So they did something, but they were not the alleged person who took Charlie Kirk's life. Now, on the screen, what you see here, this is the actual picture that has just been released by the FBI. This is the individual that is the person of interest, and that is now official by the FBI. This is the individual that you're looking at here on your screen. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you some of the latest updates and some of the things that have came out, just showing you just how chaotic, how crazy this is, and exactly why the left is trying to steer clear as possible. And luckily, even MSDNC had a backbone and took a stance against some of their anchors who were speaking and saying some of the most disgusting things during a time like this. So first off, you see this picture right here, and I'm going to come back to that. But what I'm going to show you initially, what they have found out is that an X account was found. And on the day that Charlie Kirk was going to be speaking at the university, the night before, this individual with the account name of Omar at Najra Galves said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. And then, as you see later, this individual put, this psychopath put, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. And they put this dog smiling. Now, since that time, the person, whoever owned it, tried to deactivate it to get away from it. Somebody else has taken up the name, they say, to keep anybody else from getting it and using it to do malicious stuff. You know, the left is psychotic, so somebody would have took that and been using that to put all types of crazy stuff up. But this tweet, the day before, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. Now, this individual, let's just say by the name of Omar, this is this individual right here. This individual is a trans, another trans. As you can see, this is a man who thinks he's a woman and is also the owner of this freaking account. Now, what is it? And I'm sick of all of these people talking about, oh, don't label a group. I'm labeling a group. These last few pow-pows that's happened at the Catholic school, and then the one where the 9 children were hurt and their lives were taken before by another trans shooter. And now we got another trans psychopath. I don't know what's in the medication and the beta blockers. Something has to be done. Because these trans radicals, these dudes are chicks with you know what, that are so delusional. And what they have it, body dysphoria, whatever you want to call it, I call it psychotic. Because just because somebody doesn't agree with you, you feel like you have the right to take a life now. You know, and I'm going to tell you something. A guy named Steve Crowder, he leaked something, and he has close contact. Steve Crowder is very similar to Charlie Kirk. He goes out, and actually, he was like the originator of going out to these college campuses and speaking with these children. And check out what Steven Crowder, and if you don't know who he is, I highly encourage you to find him on X and follow, because, man, he gets the real inside information. But check this out. Exclusive. This morning, my team received an email from an officer at ATF. The email included a screenshot from what appears to be an internal message describing a weapon and cartridges located by an ATF and other in law enforcement near the scene of Charlie Kirk's unaliving at Utah Valley State University. On September 10th, approximately 12:45 p.m., conservative political influencer. Let me just take you to it. This is the actual, it was easier to see there. This is the actual screenshot that he got. As you can see, on September 10th, 2025 at approximately 12:24 p.m., conservative political influencer Charlie Kirk was unalived at Utah Valley State University in Orem, Utah. Mr. Kirk was speaking at the university as part of the American Comeback Tour. Multiple SLC 1 and 3 agents responded immediately. The suspect fired one shot from an elevated position on a rooftop in an adjacent building on the campus, and surveillance video showed the suspect jumping off and fleeing the area on foot. ATF and other law enforcement located an older model imported Mauser 30 caliber bolt action rifle wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near campus. And there's video footage of the ATF there in a lady's backyard. She filmed it. The location of the firearm appears to match the suspect's route of travel. The spent cartridge was still chambered in addition to 3 unspent rounds in the top-fed magazine. All cartridges have engraved wording on them expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. An emergency trace has been submitted, and ATF SLC is working leads generated by the trace. The firearm and ammunition have been taken by the FBI for DNA analysis and fingerprint impressions. Upon completion of forensics, the firearm will be disassembled for additional importer information. Multiple people of interest have been contacted or detained because of eyewitness testimony and review of video footage. The primary suspect is yet to be identified. ATF is assisting in the investigation with multiple other federal, state, and local partners, and the case is co-led by the FBI in Utah, SBI. So now we know that there are spent cartridges that have transgender ideology on them. And let me tell you something. You know, a few years back, the left and black people went crazy over a drug addict, fentanyl taken felon who was passing counterfeit money. They wanted to enshrine and memorialize George Floyd, who literally passed away from a fentanyl overdose. And even though what Officer Derek Chauvin with the knee on the neck, we all know that was off the chain, but that's not what took his life. But the left took a felon, a drug addict felon who was committing crimes, passing counterfeit money. That's what led to the whole thing, passing a counterfeit 20 in the store, and the police were called. They memorialized this person. Now, what about Charlie Kirk? If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, because I would never ask you for a cash app, a super chat, or a donation, but you hitting that like button, it really helps get the information out there. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And whether you're already subscribed or subscribing now, make sure that you hit the notification bell and select all. YouTube is having issues with getting the notifications out, but when you hit the notification and you select all, YouTube will make sure you get notified when I upload new videos. Can anybody get upset if the white community makes Charlie Kirk the martyr, makes Charlie Kirk the signal for unity? Or let's just say Republicans as a whole, because it's not even about black or white. Because the left, we're all enshrining George Floyd, whether it be white or black. I'm on the side of making Charlie Kirk our flag, our movement, because this man, life was taken for a respectable and a good cause. All he talked about was God, country, and family, not hurting anybody. As a matter of fact, he really believed that through debate, we could better understand each other's points of view, and we could actually, discuss it to see if maybe we could shine some light on each other to help us see a different perspective. And they took his life because what the left does, if they can't win the argument, they want to destroy it. If they can't run it, they'll wreck it. Think about what they're doing to the country. Since they can't run it, they want to wreck it for Trump. Think about it. This is what they do. They're so destructive, and they always hide behind all of these, oh, well, you don't want to be anti-trans or anti-gay or anti. What do you want people to do? You want people to be tolerant of these groups, but yet these groups have zero tolerance at all. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't agree with that lifestyle. I don't care what people do in their bedroom. But when you want to flaunt it and make it out here for the public, where now we all got our opinion, who you sleep with, if you want to wear a wig, a dress, some 50-inch heels, and yet you have a D&B between your legs, that's your problem. But when you feel like you have the right to put it in front of our children and our faces and want us to live in delusion with you, no, if you're a dude with a beard and you think you're a chick, that's your business. But don't ask me to be delusional with you when what I see is a man with a beard and a dress. And I'm unapologetic for that, as we all need to be. How many years have Christians played this game of, oh, I'll allow, I'll allow. But yet nobody is allowing or understanding when it comes to us. They literally mock the fact of those two children that were hurt by that trans psychopath. Oh, they were praying, as if they're saying praying doesn't work. Charlie Kirk is a man of God. And was he protected? They have no idea how this man losing his life has just sparked one of the biggest movements that they've ever seen. And it's typical of the left. They don't think about the reaction. Their hatred is so deep that they just are impulsive and emotional. And we all know whenever you're making decisions based off emotions, they're typically wrong. Think about it. What did they do? They did that to Trump, tried to take his life, tried to pounce on him, being emotional. And it made the people say, whoa. Even people that wasn't down with Trump said, really? Y'all are, we can see you. Just like with the country. Oh, they can't be in leadership, so they want to wreck it and let illegal immigrants in, and are literally fighting for illegal immigrants and for criminals. I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, Chapter. And here's why. When my mom hit 65 years old, I watched her get bombarded with mailers, cold calls, and all these confusing ads about Medicare. And every single company pretended like they wanted to help her, but really they were just trying to sell her stuff. It seemed like the game was rigged and she was not supposed to win at all. And that's why I'm so excited to share information about Chapter with all of you. Now, who Chapter is? Chapter is a free Medicare advisory service that compares Medicare plans available, and they give you real unbiased guidance. Chapter is completely independent and always puts customers first. As a matter of fact, at Chapter, the agents are salaried employees. So you don't have any fear or concerns of them trying to work to get commission of some kind. Their whole focus is all about making sure that their customers, the seniors, get the right Medicare supplement plan. There's a testimonial that I got from a gentleman named Paul, and I want to share with you what Paul said. Paul said, I would highly recommend Chapter Medicare advisory services to anyone looking for assistance with their Medicare questions. My advisor, Mark, was very knowledgeable, professional, and patient in helping me with my questions and concerns. Never did I feel any pressure to buy anything or uncomfortable in our dealings. With his help, I was able to purchase a Medicare supplement policy that was affordable and that met my health insurance needs. Paul says now he's a very satisfied customer. And this is just one of thousands of positive reviews about Chapter. And it's clear that they're making a real difference in the lives of seniors. So if you want real, unbiased help with Medicare, give Chapter a call at 402-527-1253. You'll talk to a real person who will help you figure out exactly which plan is right for you. Now, Chapter is totally free and has saved the average senior $1,000 a year. So I'm going to put the number here on the screen for you to be able to contact, or if you visit the website, go to askchapter.org/realpolitics. Like that's that animal that took that woman's life on that train in North Carolina. Some rogue liberal judge let this man out, this psychopath out, when there's no way he should have been on the street. And now a Ukrainian woman lost her life because of what? That judge needs to be locked up, or she needs to be put in a room with a psychopath that has a knife. And then let's see how she feels about it. See, one thing about the Democrats, you got to give them what they want. And it has to hit them before they realize. Can you imagine if somebody on that side was plucked off? They'll be running around, but they really believe that this is going to bring some type of solution, or this will make people want to give up their gun rights. No, it's not. It's going to make people want them even more, except for now, those like myself that have a license to carry. Now, at events like that, you better believe it's going to be on my hip. It's going to be on my hip. Why? Because I know that there's some radical psychopath out there that might try to hurt somebody that I'm there to support. And if I have anything to do with it, I'll take them out before they take myself or any other God-fearing person out. Now, let me show you the rest of this stuff, this FBI report with the information that they got going on. This is just, I've never been more motivated than I am now. So I wanted to do a video on this, but then after this, I'm going to leave this story and leave it to the news and the blogs and the FBI. And I'm going to go on such a blitz of doing all types of webinars, podcasts that I can to shine light on these left-wing extremist libtards. Now, I'm going to channel everything I got to get more youth and more black people to jump on this train and realize what's happening. You're being brainwashed and manipulated by a group of godless Satanists that are trying to destroy this country. Well, let's check this clip out. I apologize, y'all, but it's just ridiculous. Check this clip out.
This morning, I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So the FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. I assure you that all leads, tips are being fully investigated. As of this morning, we have received more than 130 tips. We thank the community for that. This morning, I can tell you—
You want to know something that's weird to me? We got all of these satellites that they say can see the date of a penny from space and all of this crap. Well, how come whenever something happens to somebody on the right, all of the video cameras don't work and it's just so hard to track anything down? Why is that? But if something was to happen to someone on another side, it's like everything works and they can pinpoint this and da-da-da-da. Why do all of these manifestos disappear? Why haven't we heard more about the person in Minnesota that took the lives of those two politicians and that also said that Tampon Tim sent him to go take the life of the Democrat Senator Amy Klobuchar? Why don't we hear about that? And then they always say, oh, we don't want to politicize. But every time a black man is shot by somebody or by a cop, oh, they want to politicize it, da-da-da. But whenever some trans radical psycho does something, or some tree-hugging nut job does something, it's always, we don't need to politicize it. But when Trump got hit, oh, it was politicization. They want to go straight for the Second Amendment. Every time it's something that fits their narrative, they want to go for the Second Amendment. But when it doesn't fit the narrative, all of a sudden, oh, we shouldn't do this. It's like Van Jones, who needs to be sued or taken off air, who had the nerve. They had the nerve to say that, oh, this isn't something about this person didn't say white or wasn't rich. He clear as they did. But you know what? Having a black person on video doing something to some white person, it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their victimhood narrative. No victimhood. And please, y'all understand something. That crap that you keep seeing them put on the TV as a representation of black people, that is not true. They find the most ignorant and the most brainwashed and radicalized black people. You ever notice they go deep to the hood and find people that ain't even graduated high school to talk to about political things? They don't even understand the words that's being used, like fascist. But you notice they don't go talk to educated black people? Never. You know why? Because they're not going to get the response they want. They go find somebody that says, look, I don't even follow politics. Most of them don't even vote. Or if they do, they just vote blue no matter who. Do you know the Democrat slogan is literally vote blue no matter who? How ignorant is that? I mean, it don't matter who's on there, just vote blue. This is what they do. And they put it up on TV to enrage other races of people. They put the most radical people on TV to make white folks and Hispanics say, oh my God, look at how those black people think and act. But that is not the truth. That's why they put those kinds up. They wearing hair bonnets or got braids and crazy gold teeth in their mouth. They're not talking to anybody educated, because anybody that's educated understand. We may vary externally, but on the inside, you and I, no matter if you're a man or woman, we're more similar than we are different. Just the melanation in our skin is the only difference. But we all deal with losing loved ones. We all deal with financial issues. We all deal with health. Everybody here is living in the same condition. But the media wants to try to separate. The media wants to split us, because they know if they split the races and keep them fighting against each other, they never pay attention to who's really calling the shots. They got everybody fighting over the crumbs, while the people that got the cakes up there are white, black, yellow, brown, gay, straight, trans. They know it, but they keep us fighting over stupid stuff as if white people ain't poor and black people ain't poor, living under the same conditions, under a leftist government in those cities that they're too blind to realize they're voting for their own destruction. But let me digress from that. Now, let's check out this update, because what happened was on MSDNC, Matthew Dowd, another one of these radical anchors on the network, decided that he thought it was a good idea if he took this moment to try to throw a jab and literally say that Charlie Kirk's life was taken and it was his own fault. And that's just how crass these people are. But it backfired on him. And I want you to hear what happened to him and what President Trump had to say about it. Check this clip out.
That's right, Tracy. We're hearing that this political contributor, Matthew Dowd, got fired. And unfortunately, some on the left in the media, they've made some controversial comments following Charlie Kirk's political assassination. Take a listen.
After one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. You can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
We don't know if this was a support.
Notice she said Doge employee allegedly attacked. The boy was attacked, beat up, wrecked. And she knows that. And what Trump's going to use this as some reason to go. These people are despicable.
Or shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this. But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech.
Yeah, so that comment got him in some pretty big trouble. MSNBC quickly addressed how inappropriate it was, writing, quote, during our breaking news coverage of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, Matthew Dowd made comments that were inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, as has he. There is no place for violence in America, political or otherwise. And tonight, President Donald Trump also called out anyone making comments demonizing those who disagree with them politically.
It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible.
That's right. No room for that. And again, Fox Digital reporting that MSNBC has fired political analyst Matthew Dowd over his inappropriate comments today, according to two sources familiar with the matter. Trace?
Well, let me tell you how sickening it is. Even though MSDNC put that apology out, they tweeted it out on their like MSNBC, and it has some other acronyms behind it, X account that has 23,000 followers. They didn't tweet it out on an MSNBC account that has 5 million followers. Luckily, news report outlets like Fox News is picking it up and covering it, because there is no place for that. Whether you agree with them or disagree with them, to dishonor the dead just showed you how despicable they are. And I'm not saying this is right, and I'm not condoning political violence, but if people decide that they're sick and tired of allowing the left to do radical things to pluck off the leaders that we care about, and it creates a firestorm, because let's remember, the right are the ones that believe in the Second Amendment. The left are the ones fighting against it. And if you really pay attention, the ones that are causing the most violence, utilizing weapons, is the same group that's trying to take the weapons away. So what makes anybody believe that if they followed suit with that and decided, hey, you know what, they're right, let's take the weapons away, that this would stop their radical attempts on people's lives? I think it would rake it up even higher. They feel even more empowered. They already don't care now. So not saying that, you know, violence is good, political violence. Politics has no place for violence. Violence over debate shouldn't even be a thing, just over words. People just talking, just sharing ideas. Nobody's threatening anybody's family or anything like that. But I will tell you this, as always, when the left does these things, when the snake comes around and begins to eat itself, oftentimes, in most cases, they can't handle that. So stay prayed up, stay aware, stay armed and stay protected. We have a Second Amendment for a reason. And I definitely agree and believe in that Second Amendment. So I just wanted to bring you this video to bring you some update information on the investigations as far as what's going on with that. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Most importantly, I want you to stay safe and you be great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.